Good morning. Today is Friday, May 8th, 2020. Today's critique is not actually a critique, it's going to be a training on chat summary. This is just to kind of help us move along with a new procedure that we have. To begin with this, I'm going to go into a little bit of the history of ChatDrive and how things started and where we've become. When ChatDrive first started 7 years ago, we did not have the Jot forms that we have today. These Jot forms have made the job incredibly easy. How it used to be, when we would get a chat, we would have to summarize it. Well, we'd put it into an email right here and then send it to admissions. I don't have one saved up in there. We'd send it to admissions. We'd put in the subject line. We'd put the school name. And then whether it was an appointment or a follow-up. Okay, if we were still using this procedure today, it would obviously be a third option of, okay? And so you'll notice in a lot of my videos, I always put the person's full name and their contact information at the top of my page, like I do with my Word documents and all that, and then I put the campus location right below that. This is an old habit I designed because how we used to do this is we'd send the email, and if admissions just received this email, they didn't want to go through all of this because there was no quick reference like our Jot forms create for us, where it allows us to pick the campus, follow up, name all that stuff, what program they want, what device, and the chatter. What's great about these Jot forms, if you've ever looked at them, it makes it really nice and clear for admissions to have that quick reference stuff for them. We didn't have that in the past, and neither did our admissions team. So we would have to summarize the chat in their email, this way that they had a quick reference. Okay, we've created the Jot forms to make this a little bit more professional, because this just seemed kind of fly by the seat of our pants thing. Our Jot forms showed our clients that we're more professional and we're more legit, and it is. So the reason why we're reintroducing summarization of chats is, as I'm sure every single one of you have noticed, there has been a large increase of people interested in attending school. And that's probably pretty obvious due to the fact that this virus situation, there's over 33 million people in our country right now that are currently unemployed. And a lot of them are probably thinking this is probably a good time for me to change my career path. Not to mention, too, because of the self-quarantine, they're home. And they're getting a lot of advertisements, be it on TV, social media, radio, or whatever, about the clients that we have. Okay? So that's why we're having such an increase of leads coming in. And because we are having an increase of leads coming in, that also means that our admissions teams for our clients, who are also currently working at home, are getting a large number of leads. And it can take, depending on how long a chat is, 5 to 7 minutes to read over the entire chat transcript. Yes, the information is right there in front of them, but they have a lot of people they need to contact. And if we can summarize a chat for the admissions representative, where it can take them just a few seconds to understand what the prospective student is looking for, they can contact that person faster and move along to the next lead. Okay? So I've pulled some chats today. I honestly don't know how they were summarized. I didn't look at the jot forms. I'm sure every single one of them were nicely summarized, but I'm just going to show different ways that I would have summarized these chats. Okay? So, we have Nicole Ferguson here from New Jersey. She wants Hackensack. Sherry did a really good chat here. Person's looking for LPN to RN. Asks about that. We asked what location we're going to. She lives in the Bronx, nearest location. She wants to live nearest location. Suggested Hackensack or Ramsey. She says Hackensack. We're not going to get fully into this, but I need to read it so I can summarize it as well. Sherry asked a good question. How long have you been working as an LPN? Which is really good. 3 years. Advisor. Looking for evening meetup. Okay, reach out to you. Excellent. So, how I would summarize this would be: there's nothing in here that we didn't already see in the chat, but for the admissions representative, that is a complete summarization of this entire chat. And they can quick reference this, which means an admissions representative from the Hackensack location can contact Nicole at a faster rate because we have all the information. We know that she's been an LPN for 3 years. She's wanting to advance her career to RN, and she's going to be available in the evening. Okay? It's just that simple. We're not expecting you guys to write a dissertation or thesis on each chat. Just a quick summarization of what the entire chat is about. Save that. Let's go to this one. Okay. I have no idea how to pronounce this. I'm at Dwanjane, I'm assuming. So this was a CHCP chat. Okay. And I pulled this one for a very specific reason because the previous one with Hackensack, it was a complete chat. We got it scheduled. We found out the person's educational background. We found out the best time to contact them. All of that. Okay. This one, we're asking what location. We give what locations are. They say Houston. We say what programs are available at Houston. They say they want medical assisting. Then Kristen asks, what's your current highest level of education? And Dewana J ended the chat. Okay, so we didn't receive a whole lot of information from this visitor, but that's okay. We can still summarize this. And when I've had situations like this, especially in a client where we already have the pre-chat survey and we already have their contact information because we want to give admissions the opportunity to contact every lead that we can. Here's how I would summarize it. Don't forget, I have not read the summaries on these actual chats. I'm assuming that they were done just as well, if not better, than how I'm summarizing. This is just how I would summarize it. Okay? So I would say this. Dewanje is interested in medical assisting program at the Houston Northwest location. She ended chat before I was able to obtain additional information about her educational background. that is the complete summary of this chat, because there really isn't a whole lot of substance, and it's not by the fault of Kristen. It's by the fault of Dawanajay that just ended chat. Okay? But at the very least, we also know that CHCP offers a high school diploma or GED program. So the admissions representative, when they see this summary, that's going to be their main focus on Dawanajay. They're going to want to find out the educational background of this person. Okay? If they happen to not have a high school diploma or GED, then I'm assuming that admissions representative will also inform Dawanajay that they have a GED program available for them. Okay? And then they continue into the medical assistant program. Again, it just helps summarize the chat for the admissions representatives. Okay. So here's one, and we're going to go over summarizing this as well. So as we know with South College, we can't go into too much detail about the physician's assistant program. And I think Blanca did a really good job here. This person's first question is, what counts as English prerequisites? They didn't take any English designated courses. Blanca, I can assume right here, did a really good job at probably looking at what current page the person was on during, in the, let me pull this up here. Oops. No, I don't want to talk to the last person. Blanca probably did a really good job at looking at the page navigation and seeing that they were probably on the physician's assistant page on South College. So my hat's off to that, and especially with clarifying, okay? Because you don't want to get too into detail, especially if you think they're going to ask about the physician's assistant program. So she says, this is for PA, what location? We find out Nashville. And then she gives the response about contacting Garrett Brunner. Stephen here provides his name and email address and prefer not to give my phone number. And Blanca says that's not a problem, then provides the contact information of Garrett, as South College has requested us to do. So, how we could summarize this is again, so we can still even summarize a chat in a scenario like the physician's assistant programs at South College, just about what's going on here, okay? One thing, and this isn't to insult Blanca at all, so please do not take this personally. To go back into a little bit of history of Chat Drive, it used to be that we would not consider a lead unless you had both an email address and a phone number. Okay, it was not considered a workable lead unless you had both a phone number and email address. And I know a lot of us have seen situations where people will say they prefer not to give their phone number. Okay? I still have the state of mind, if I have not been given a phone number, I'm not going to send the lead, because I still have this mindset that if it doesn't have full contact information, then it's not considered a full lead. And it may be a little bit shady, my method, but I found 99% of the time this method works in obtaining the phone number. Let me make that larger because that turned out really tiny. And I'll say, and your phone number, please. I understand if you wish to only be contacted via email for now. However, our system does not allow me to submit a contact request without a valid phone number. Obviously, every single one of us know all we got to do is put 555 555 5555, and it allows us to submit the lead. But the people we're speaking with don't know that. And like I said, 99% of the time, when they don't want to provide you a phone number, a response like this, they will give you the phone number. And then after that, once they provide the phone number, I'll say, don't worry, I'll make sure that they know you are requesting only to be contacted via email for now. Okay, so that is just a little trick that I use. Yeah, it's a little shady, it's a little dishonest, but it does get the phone number. And from my point of view, how I see it, if someone's really serious about attending school, they're going to provide you their phone number. They're just trying to test you to see if you're going to give in. It's kind of used car salesman tactics, I know, and I sometimes feel dirty about it. But at the same time, at least I'm being honest about it. I'll let them know that you wanted to be contacted via email for now. Okay? So just a little tidbit on how to get that phone number for submitting leads. And then this final chat I'm going to go over, just summarizing here. We have another South College. It's the one I had earlier today. Sonia's interested in, she said she was interested in RN. I don't know why a lot of visitors on South College have difficulty understanding that there is no RN program. So I go over the nursing programs that are available: pre-nursing, AS, an LPN certificate, BSN, and MSN. She says she's interested in BSN. She says she wants Atlanta. And honestly, I think I missed this when she said BS and MBA. But she does go a little bit more into depth here. Business and she has a BS in Business Administration and MBA. She's looking for to go into, to become an RN. She provides me with her contact information. I find out when she wants to be contacted. I let her know someone will reach out to you soon. So how I summarize this today, I said, and also in here, she did say that she took some RN classes at another college. Sonia currently has a bachelor's in business and an MBA. She's looking for a career change, becoming a nurse. She has some RN courses under her belt from another college. She is available to speak with admissions during the mornings. It summarizes everything. It'd take admissions 10 seconds to read that rather than a couple minutes to read over the entire chat transcript. We still provide the chat transcript so that if they need to really get in depth as to what the chat was about, it's available for them. But I'm going to tell you, the admissions teams really appreciate these summarizations of our chats. All right, if you have any questions, please feel free to message me, and I can help you further. All right, thank you.